بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now, many of us, like I was, and many of the speakers we were here a few months ago for the Uyghurs. And no doubt, many of you over that time have attended meetings or rallies or conferences for the Muslims facing persecution in elsewhere places like Kashmir, Palestine, Rohingya, and more recently, the Muslims living in India facing the oppression of the Hindutva ideology. But you know, my brothers and sisters, all of these things are connected, and all of these things share a common cause, and that is that they are viewed as foreigners or immigrants in their own land. The Uyghurs are viewed as foreigners in their own land by the Chinese. The Rohingyas are viewed as foreigners in their own land by the Burmese. And the Muslims of Palestine are viewed as foreigners in their own land by the Zionists. And were the Bosnians not viewed as foreigners in their own land by the Serbs? And like the brother mentioned before me, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, it seems that the Muslims have a target on their backs. It doesn't matter if you're in the East, it doesn't matter if you're in the West, it doesn't even matter if you're a native in the land where you live. If you are a Muslim, you have been othered and you have been classed as a foreigner and something strange. Why? Why? Because as Muslims, we share something very unique. We are not defined by the color of our skin. We are not defined by the color of the flag of the land we were born in. We are colored by the color of Allah, Sibghatullah. And Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ مِنَ اللَّهِ السِّبْغَةِ. And who is better than coloring you than Allah? The color of Allah defines our creed, our values, and our systems of organizing human life. Nationalism doesn't have a creed, doesn't have values, and doesn't have a system to organize their life. The only thing they use in order to unify some artificial identity is by creating hatred and fear of the other. And all this hatred shares a common cause, and that is nationalism. Nationalism is born out of a pride of one's ethnicity or one's geography, and it is predicated on the mantra that we are better than them. We are better than them. Where have you heard this before? This is the mantra of none other than Iblis himself. And nationalism can only exist when it demonizes the other in order to legitimize the us. And this is a cancer that has polluted the human society across the world over the years and over different lands. And our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned us about this evil of nationalism. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ دَعَا إِلَىٰ أَصْلَبِيَّةٍ. Whoever calls for nationalism is not one of us. And he also said, دَعُوهَا مِنْهَا مُنْتِنَةً. Leave it, for it is rotten. Nationalism wants to divide humanity. Nationalism wants to cage people into borders. And Islam came to remove these artificial divisions and these artificial borders and to liberate mankind. Islam did remove these borders, and Islam did unify the people, the black, the white, the red, and the brown. And Islam removed this and united humanity. But those borders, that disunity has returned back to the Muslim world. And it has turned humans into animals. And nationalism is prepared to create hatred and pay a heavy price. And did we not see babies being washed upon shores, dead, because countries didn't want to allow an immigrant foreign baby into their land? This is a price nationalism is prepared to pay in order to maintain their cages. But this suffering of the Uyghurs, we witness it, we read about it, we hear about it, and the rulers of the Muslim world, they witness it, they hear about it, and they read about it, but they do not act. Rather they say, the Uyghurs are not our problem, the Palestinians are not our problem, the Rohingyas, the Kashmiris, the Muslims in India are not our problem. Why? Because I am the leader of Pakistan and the Pakistanis. I am the leader of Turkey and the Turks. I am the leader of Egypt and the Egyptians. These leaders may be intoxicated with nationalism, but you are not. Your Iman doesn't allow you to say that. My Iman doesn't allow me to say that. And that is why you are here. And that is why I am here. And that is why all the other speakers shared this stage with me today. Why? Because we are not defined by the color of our skin. And we are not defined by the color of the flag of the land we were born in. We are defined by the color of Allah. Sibghat Allah.